What up, and welcome to VR Talk, your weekly source for VR news, reviews, and more. My name's Scott. We've got a lot to go through today, including news about the Quest 2's launch, BioShock VR, and new VR shoes for the Oculus Quest. Let's get into it. The Oculus Quest 2 launched last week and has been met with great reviews, including my own, where I dubbed the Quest 2 as the new king of VR. But there have been issues with it, mainly due to the Facebook requirements and people's Facebook accounts being banned for unknown reasons. However, this hasn't stopped the Quest 2 from being even more successful than the original Quest, with Chris Pruitt from Oculus saying, "We really couldn't be happier. The device is selling quite well, faster than Quest did, maybe a little beyond what we expected. This is great, but how big was the launch really?" Well, some developers have talked about this and how their games received huge bumps in sales after the launch, with the developers of Pistol Whip saying that their sales increased tenfold after the Quest 2 launched. And it's a similar story for Waltz of the Wizard, and I'm sure many other games are seeing very similar sales numbers, and this is just amazing. A lot of VR game developers are doing what they do, not necessarily for the money, but for the love they have towards VR. And seeing them get the support they deserve is fantastic and will only help create more content and games in the future. This also shows just how popular VR is becoming. Microsoft showed off some new haptic controllers called Pivot. They allow users to actually feel like they are catching and releasing a ball or spear-shaped object like an apple as shown in the demo. The controllers make catching and throwing in VR feel much more lifelike. Now these are just prototypes and likely won't be a real product for a while, if ever. But it would be awesome for sports games in the future, like a baseball game, where you could throw the ball and a friend could catch it somewhere else in the world. Now, Cyber Shoes are a VR shoe that tries to emulate walking by having you sit in a stool with the device strapped to your feet and walk on a matte carpet. So they've just released a new Kickstarter for a version of Cyber Shoes that works with the Oculus Quest. So if you've been waiting to try out Cyber Shoes and only have a Quest, go check out the Kickstarter link in the description. A new HTC Vive headset is likely on the way, as a new regulatory filing from the company has showed up at the FCC. HTC hasn't really been in the news much since the launch of the Cosmo that was met with a ton of criticism earlier this year. But it seems like we might see something new come from them soon. It's hard to say what this could be, but it wouldn't be surprising if this is a new standalone with an XR2 chip, which would be great as we would have some competition against Oculus. Hopefully, we'll hear more about this headset soon. Alright, let's get into some game news. First off, if you love the BioShock games and have wanted to explore Rapture in VR, well, now you can, through a new Half-Life Alyx mod. The mod allows you to play as Alyx as she crash lands into Rapture. The world is rebuilt using assets from Half-Life Alyx and some custom ones as well. Right now there is just a single chapter that takes about 25 minutes to play through, but the team behind this mod has said that they will continue if they get enough support on their Patreon. So, if you download this, consider supporting them if you want more of it. Brandon Latch went on Twitter and talked about how they are using the Quest to optimize games for both the Quest platform and PC VR, and confirmed that their next game will be coming out on both Quest and PC. This is most likely the new Boneworks game they announced last year, and hopefully we'll get a look at this game soon, as they did say that they would be revealing the game in 2020. Stride is coming to the Oculus platform on October 30th, and it's coming with two new modes. Stride is essentially a VR's Mirror's Edge, where you parkour through a cityscape and fight enemies as they appear. The game will come with Arena Mode, Time Runs, and Endless Mode. Arena Mode will have you going around a cityscape area that is randomly generated each time you play, and you will have a set of challenges to do on that map. It could be anything from finding certain items, following a specific path, or killing all of the enemies on the map. Time runs are exactly what you think. It's a set map where you compete to climb the leaderboards by getting the best time parkouring through the map and making it to the end fastest. Endless Mode, many are already familiar with, as the game has been out on Steam for some time now, but for those who don't know, Endless Mode has you running endlessly through a procedurally generated map that keeps going through 3 different sections: easy, normal, and hard. The new modes, Arena and Time Trials, will be coming to Steam, but at a slightly later date on November 4th. Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge finally has a release date of November 19th. And they released a new trailer for the game that shows off more of the game and introduces you to a bunch of new characters that will be in the game. Tales from Galaxy's Edge has multiple tales that you will play through as a repair technician who gets into blaster fights and other characters that we don't know about fully, but what we do know about one of them is that character's tale takes place at a Jedi temple and will allow you to use lightsabers. I'm excited to play more Star Wars games after Squadrons released just earlier this month, and can't wait for more good lightsaber action. The developers have said that the game will be longer than all the Vader Immortal episodes combined, so expect hopefully 3 to 5 hours of gameplay from this one. The Walking Dead Onslaught got a massive update that aims to fix a lot of the combat issues the game had when it released. Now, one of the big issues when the game released was that guns kind of felt useless, as they took multiple shots to the head to kill a zombie, whereas the knife you start with was an instant kill if you stabbed them in the head, which was also easy to do since, unlike Saints and Sinners, the knife took no force to stab with, or to pull out of the skull, so you could quickly kill the zombies with it. However, they have now made it that all guns are able to one-shot kill a zombie if they are shot in the brain. And knives now get stuck in skulls, making it harder to actually pull them out, so you won't want to do it as often since it's not the most efficient way anymore. There are still issues with the game that I mentioned in my review, so if you're curious about buying it, check that out first. Revolver 3 is a VR FPS where you play as robotic cowboys fighting off against each other with only revolvers as your choice of weapons. There's a hub world where you can hang out and play other types of games as well, like Russian roulette, poker, and target practice games. The hub looks awesome to hang out in between matches, and the gameplay for this looks fantastic. This game is releasing sometime in November, and I can't wait to get my hands on it and head into the futuristic Old West. Hard Bullet is a Max Payne-esque VR sandbox game with physics similar to Boneworks. In Hard Bullet, you have slow motion abilities and can kill in any way you can really think of, and it looks fantastic. This game has just released into early access on Steam and looks like a ton of fun. I'll be picking this up. It won Top VR Game during the Steam Game Festival from a few weeks ago, so go check this one out. Lastly, Population 1 has released this week, and it's a lot of fun. I'm sure most of you know that Population 1 is a VR first-person shooter battle royale game where your squad of 3 faces off against 5 other squads to try to be the last one standing. I've played a couple matches already and the game is fun, but I will be putting out a full review for it on Monday, so stay tuned for that. Well, that does it for this episode of VR Talk. If you liked the video, leave a like. consider subscribing and leave a comment letting me know what you've been playing lately. I'm gonna try to put out some more content each week, so stay fresh and I'll see you in the next one.